A warm welcome to you. Thank you very much for joining us. An unprecedented summit has begun in Rome to confront the Catholic Church's clergy abuse scandal. Opening the summit, Catholic Pontiff Pope Francis said that Catholics were not looking for simple condemnation but concrete actions. Almost 200 global church leaders are gathered at the Vatican over 4 days to address the crisis, a first in Catholic history. The summit will include small group discussions among bishops and a penitential ceremony involving abuse survivors.
And the victims of the clergy, like several commissions of inquiry, are calling for concrete measures to protect minors, among them the immediate dismissal of aggressors and their protectors, and zero tolerance for sexual abuse by clergy, a rule that should be written into the universal law of the Church before the end of the meeting, according to Ending Clerical Abuse, a victims advocacy organization present in 17 countries.
Mettre fin aux abus du clergé, une organisation de défense des victimes présente dans 17 pays à travers le monde.
And now to talk more about it, we're joined on the line by Jonas Kudisa, a member of the Catholic Church, philosopher and sociologist based in Brazzaville. Good morning, Mr. Abbott. Thank you for joining us. So can you tell us a little bit more about this conference on pedophilia in the Church that opened yesterday in the Vatican City? Well, the Church has become aware of the problem since this had already been there for a very long time, and the Church has not given in to international pressure either for the good, and the simple fact that this was already well known, and the Church is certainly being called into question. The problem of pedophilia is not limited to the Church. It is a social phenomenon, of course, which has a particular connotation in the Church because there is a moral entity, and therefore it is called to be exemplary, perhaps more so than other sectors of society that are affected by the same phenomenon.
What do you expect from this conference, though?
The Pope himself is calling for solutions. So it's not just about becoming aware or meeting and making vague commitments. He expects solutions that will change the situation. Of course, it's unrealistic to think that the Church will find its solutions itself. These are solutions that should be applied to the Church. We hope the problem can be solved. As I said, it's a societal problem that concerns the whole of the community, and we can only hope that the Church sets an example, not only by becoming aware, but by finding a real and effective solution to the phenomenon, so that in the future we do not have the same failings. And we hope that other members of society will follow in the footsteps of the Church, so that the problem can be fought both in and outside the Church. So Africa seems to be spared from pedophilia and such scandals, unlike Europe and America. Do you think this is necessarily true? Well, it's difficult to talk about these things, even in Europe. Already what we know about pedophilia and such things, we can say that this is the tip of the iceberg. So it's difficult to say to what extent Africa is affected with pedophilia because we are at stake at the moment of sexual relations with minors. So from my point of view rather, does Africa have the same proportions as America, the Americas, and Europe? Well, I can't use statistics because there's no such thing as a survey that we have seen. I will not be able to say that the problem does not exist, but perhaps we'll see in the future. If the rules are loosened, we'll know more about what's happening in Africa. But from my point of view, perspective of culture, perhaps, I would say that the phenomenon might not arise the same way as in other countries, Europe's and the Americas.